Good afternoon. Welcome to 3 Major Mistakes Marketers Make That Ruin Revenue. This is your trainer, Coach Niquenya. Throughout this webinar, you can use the hashtag #MarketForProfit on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or any of your other social media platforms to tweet along any important information that you might hear. Again, that's hashtag #MarketForProfit. So what are we talking about today? First, we'll talk about the true purpose of marketing in your business, and then we'll move right along to why most marketers get it all wrong. And of course, the most important part of this entire presentation is how do you avoid the top 3 mistakes that marketers make. And of course, I'll give you the #1 thing that you can do to drastically increase your marketing success rate. And at the very end, I'll provide you with an invitation and a next step offer that is exclusive only to participants in this particular training. So let's get started. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of our presentation, I want to tell you a little bit more about my company and myself. Building Bridges Consulting is a small business consulting, executive coaching, and corporate training firm specializing in transforming dreamers into successful entrepreneurs. We offer small business consulting to help you solve any particular problem or issue in your business, executive coaching for your leadership team, business owner, or other members of your management team who want to improve their personal and professional development goals, as well as customized corporate training to address any particular needs for skills development, both soft and technical skills within your organization so that you can improve your overall operation efficiency. Beyond those basic business services, we are also a hub of resources. We really strive to help small business owners, aspiring entrepreneurs, nonprofit leaders, and even career transitioners who are considering entrepreneurship with the resources necessary to succeed in the global marketplace. Building Bridges Consulting is also a training associate of the Quality Training Institute. I'll tell you more about the Quality Training Institute, QTI, later on in this presentation when I begin to invite you to our upcoming live training that will take place at that organization in Skokie, Illinois. So look forward to hearing more about QTI and what you can expect from that live training on next Tuesday, April 18th. This is me, Coach Niquenya, your trainer. A little bit about me. Of course, I am the president and CEO of Building Bridges Consulting. I am a master business coach. I have over 20 years experience in partnering with small business owners, aspiring entrepreneurs, nonprofit leaders, and career transitioners. Basically, I work with people who have bigger than life visions, who want to stop wasting their time, monetize their talent, and finally earn the income or the revenue that is reflective of their worth. But I come from very humble beginnings. I started my business over 20 years ago as a 19-year-old life coach. And what does a 19-year-old know about life, right? But funny thing about that is that my average client at that time was a 40-year-old man in corporate America who was considering leaving their current career in pursuit of something that would be more fulfilling. They were usually experiencing some sort of burnout. And they actually sought me out for my advice and my expertise, my coaching expertise, in order to help them to figure out what their next steps were. So that's how I got my start. And again, what does a 19-year-old know about life? Well, not very much. And that was quite evident in a lot of the mistakes that I made so early on as a business owner. But I value every experience that I had because it has helped me to build up my business to be better. Mistakes should be welcome opportunities to learn and apply to your business so that you can grow, develop, and increase your overall knowledge and acumen and decision-making skills so that when things pop up and come along, you have a proven plan of action, a list of best practices that you can pull out of your toolkit to address those situations. And so I did a very good job of documenting and learning from my mistakes really early on. And when I tell you that I had every excuse in the book to fail, I literally did. If I wanted to shut down and cry a river, I really could have done that because, again, I was 19 years old. I was a teenage mom, single parent of 2 children who were both experiencing health challenges, considered disabled. I lived in public housing. I had bad credit, bad money management skills, poor financial education, bad relationships, you name it. I had every excuse in the book to fail. But I knew very early on that I wanted to take charge of my life. I wanted to change it all around. I wanted to do something different, not only in my life, but in those lives that were around me and the people that were within my circle. I wanted to affect change some way to help them to overcome the challenges that I was experiencing and that they were experiencing as well. And so that's why the coaching industry was so attractive to me, because it's all about transformation and transformation for the better and ensuring that success as you define it is doable. It's something that you can achieve with the right plan of action, the right resources, and the right people in your corner. And so I may have made a lot of mistakes, but the biggest thing that I did right was making sure that I put the right people in place, the right network who could surround me with support and who could assist me in building up my business, in learning, in reducing the learning curve associated with entrepreneurship, in making sure that I had the right resources and didn't constantly reinvent the wheel. So I may have made a lot of mistakes, but that's the one thing that I really did right. And as business owners, we know that entrepreneurship is a difficult animal. Anyone who tells you that entrepreneurship is easy is insane. While it can be a very fulfilling and rewarding journey, entrepreneurship is hard. It's really difficult to be a business owner, especially in today's climate, in today's environment, in today's economy. There are so many different moving parts, different factors that are both internal and external that could affect your business growth and long-term sustainability. And so having the right tools, having the right resources, having the right people in place, and learning from your mistakes makes all the difference. What do you think is the number one mistake, or the number one issue, I should say, the number one issue that most business owners think they have? Do you know what that is? You probably, if you're like every other business owner I know, have said that your number one issue, your number one concern in your business is money. The number one problem that business owners think they have is not having enough money. But that's absolutely false. That is not your number one problem. But I get it. You need money in order to survive. You have to be making revenue in your business in order to thrive, in order to grow. Without sufficient cash flow, you can't manage your day-to-day operations. So I totally understand why you might think it's money. If you don't have enough capital, if you have little or no capital, then you can't grow. You can't expand your business. You can't hire the right people. You can't fire the wrong people. And if you don't know what I mean by that, if you've ever been in the position where as a business owner you can't afford to get rid of people who are not doing all the right things in your business because you just simply need someone in order to take some of the slack off of you so that you can focus your time and attention on the profit generating activities of your business, those things that actually make you money and those things that you want to do versus those things that you don't like to do, it could be extremely challenging to let go someone because you need help. You know you need help, but having the wrong people in place can be just as detrimental as not having people in place at all. And so it can be a really difficult thing for a business owner who needs to have people there but has the wrong people in position and is struggling because you don't have the resources to replace that person. So have to have capital in order to hire and in order to fire people. For inventory fulfillment, in order to replace your products or those things that you need to make your products. If you've ever watched Shark Tank, which is one of my favorite shows, and I know most entrepreneurs and small business owners also really enjoy Shark Tank because it's one of the few shows that reflects our journey, right? But most of the contestants that go on there with proposals to the sharks, when they're asked why they want to use the money or what they're going to use the money for, they usually respond with, they need to purchase more inventory. They're faced with the problem where they have all of these orders coming in, but not enough product in order to fulfill those orders. It's a great problem to have, but not the best problem to have. If you are getting orders but don't have the product to fulfill it, you're leaving money on the table, right? So you absolutely need to have capital in order to fulfill your inventory, to buy more product or to make more product. Equipment maintenance or replacement. As your business grows, as demand is placed on your business, you need to be able to update your equipment as technology changes, as things die out, as things break and become outdated, or as you want to improve your overall operations and automate things further. In order to maintain your equipment or replace it or to purchase the necessary components you need to expand your operations, you have to have capital. So for growth, expansion, hiring, firing, inventory fulfillment, equipment maintenance, and all the other things that money is necessary to do, the things that you need to do in your business, I get it. But not having enough money is not your problem. It really isn't. I promise you that is not your number one problem. Not having enough money is only a symptom of a much larger problem. Do you know what that is? It's people. The real problem that most business owners face is not having the right people in their corner. Remember at the beginning when I talked about my own journey and how, as a business owner, the one thing that I did right was surround myself with the people who could help me and assist me in growing and sustaining my business so that I wouldn't have to reinvent the wheel. That saved me so much time, money, and energy. So your real issue really is having the right people. And when I say people, I'm talking about more than just those who can support your business. I'm really talking about your customers. So you can have the most wonderful products, the greatest services, but these won't save you. You have to have qualified customers in order to make sales. Now, what do I mean by qualified? Typically, when we start a business, we want to serve or help everybody, right? You can't do that. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible for you to help and serve everybody. You'll just never be able to do that. There are close to 8 billion people walking the face of the earth. You can't have the same conversation with all of them at the same time. That is just impossible. You'll never be able to do it. I don't care if you're McDonald's, Burger King, or Apple. It's just not going to happen. So you have to figure out who are your customers and address them accordingly. So you need qualified customers in order to make sales. When I say qualified, I mean those people who need, want, and desire your products and services and are willing and able to buy them. Let me say that again. These are people who need, want, desire your products and services and are willing and able to buy them. That last part is the part that really trips most people up, because that willing and able, we forget all about it. We think, well, everybody needs our product. Everybody needs our service. They just have to have it, right? But that's not true. Not everybody who needs your product or wants your product is willing and able to pay for it. And that critical piece is the piece that so many business owners fail to realize in their targeting of their potential customers. So in order for your customer to be qualified, they have to not only have that want, need, or desire for your product, but they also have to be willing and able to purchase it. As an example, I love to pick on network marketers because let me just say that I love network marketing. I think it is a wonderful industry. I think it is an amazing business model in order to get your feet wet. And most of the business owners that I know got their start in entrepreneurship as a network marketer. And if you don't know what network marketing is, let me just backtrack. That's your Avon, Amway, Paycation, Mary Kay, Tupperware, so many different companies, World Ventures, all the different travel companies out there, Scentsy, a lot of the different health and wellness companies out there are all network marketing companies. Legal Shield is another one. There's a million and one different network marketing companies out there. And so most of the business owners I know got their start, their first taste of entrepreneurship in network marketing in some form or another, affiliate marketing or something of that sort. And they commit the most heinous acts, the most heinous crimes, mistakes you can imagine as a network marketer. And they usually say, oh my gosh, network marketing sucks, it's horrible, I don't get it, I'm not making any money, I wasted my investment. And when it comes right down to it, it's that they're not talking to the right people. They did not take the time to qualify their customers to make sure that they not only need, want, desire their products and services, but also are willing and able to buy them. And that able part, this is the reason if you've ever done a profile for your target market, which includes demographics, psychographics, and geographics, right? If you've ever done that exercise in college or what have you, or as part of building up your business plan, then you know that one of the characteristics that usually is recommended that you figure out is the income level of your potential target market. And the whole reason for knowing the income is so that you can qualify the customer as being able to purchase your products. So we totally gloss over that part. And network marketers tend to talk to anybody and everybody who will listen. They go to friends, family, beg them to help them out, beg them to purchase their products. They bribe them, they lie to them, they do all sorts of crazy things to try to get their friends and family to purchase their products and services. But the funny thing is that often that friend or family member is just as broke as the network marketer. So it just never works because they can't afford the products and services, or they're not willing to spend the money that they have on those products and services that are being marketed to them. So you have to be able to talk to the right people at the right time with the right solutions, qualifying them that they need, want, desire the products and services, and are willing and able to buy them. And marketing is how you do that. And that's what we're talking about today, is how do you become a more effective marketer and not commit the top 3 things that marketers do that completely ruin revenue so that you're not making any money. Because we want ultimately to get you to make money. As I said, what we do at Building Bridges Consulting is to transform dreamers, people with bigger than life visions, into successful entrepreneurs. And we do that by making sure that you are profitable, that you have the right resources in place, and that you have the right tools so that you're not constantly reinventing the wheel and wasting time, wasting energy on things that just don't work. So we want to make sure you have the right tools, the right things in place so that you can do what you need to do in order to make your business work effectively, so that you don't waste the time that I did 20 years ago when I first started my business. You can go right out the gate or wherever you are in your business right now with marketing effectively and getting the right people into your business, the people who can grow your business, who can purchase your products, who are qualified and understand what your product will do for them and are willing and able to buy that. So again, marketing is how you do that, and that's what we're talking about today. So why marketing? What is it all about? The purpose of marketing is to communicate value to your target market. Let me say that again. The entire point of marketing, the whole purpose behind it, is simply to communicate value of your products and services to your target market, the qualified customers who need, want, desire, and are willing and able to buy your products. And you do that, marketing, it all takes place by having a conversation. Ding, 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 a conversation. Coach Niquenya, what do you mean, a conversation? A conversation, yes, that's all marketing is. It's a way to communicate value to your market, and you do that by having a conversation. Isn't that how we communicate every day? And I know you're probably thinking, but that just sounds so simple. How could it be that simple? It really is that simple. We forgot how to have a conversation. We forgot how to talk to people. And I get it. In this world of social media, of 140 character tweets, no one is taking the time to really respond or reply or build a real relationship with people. We forgot how to exchange our interests, have that mutual exchange of interests, to tell people what we need, like, want, desire, and also to engage them in conversation and asking them questions to find out what they need, want, desire. This mutual exchange of interest is how you figure out who is like-minded, who shares those similar interests, who shares similar needs, who shares similar desires, who's had similar experiences or has a vision that's similar to yours. How are you synergistic with people? We purchase from those who we know, like, and trust. How can you get your customers to know, like, and trust you if you never talk to them? Right? You have to get to know them. You have to get them to like you and to trust you, and you do that through that conversation. So it's a mutual exchange of interest. It's a vehicle to discover like-minded people, and it's a method to identify their needs and wants. Remember, a qualified customer is someone who needs, wants, and desires your product or service and is willing and able to buy them. So how do you find out that information? By having that conversation. You pick their brain, you talk to them, you figure it out, you let them tell you what they need, you let them tell you what they want, you let them tell you what they desire, you let them tell you if they have the funds and are willing to able to purchase the things that you have to offer. And all of this takes place within the conversation, and that's why understanding marketing is so important. But so many people get it completely wrong. They just don't understand what marketing is, what its purpose is, and that's often because they have learned some very poor marketing ideas within the scope of their college or a business program or what have you. So most marketers get it all wrong because they're stuck on this vision of what traditional marketing is. If you go to a college course, they teach you that there are 4 P's of marketing, and some of the more recent models add a 5th P, but the traditional 4 P's are product, what you sell, price, what you charge, place, where you distribute, and promotion, how you communicate. So product, price, place, and promotion. Together, these 4 P's make up your marketing mix. But there's something critically missing from the traditional idea of marketing, those 4 P's of marketing. The problem is that that tells you nothing about the value of the product or service that you're selling. All it does is it speaks to the features. Features tell us what something is, what it does, and where you can get it. That is so boring, and you lose people. It's like, what? Okay, it's another widget. Who cares, right? So I've come up with my own 4 P's, and these are the 4 P's of profit. Remember, we're all about making sure that you're making money. So the 4 P's of profit, if you've ever been in any of my previous training classes or read any of my articles or books, then you know that I talk about the 4 P's of profit a lot. And these are passion, what you do, purpose, why you do it, people, who you do it for, and processes, the how you do it. So passion, purpose, people, and processes. These are the 4 P's of profit. And together, these 4 things share a story. They paint a picture for your target market. They really tell them why they should care. Because When you tell a story, when you share your passion, your purpose, when you tell people that it's exactly for them and they see themselves in the story and you show them how you're going to transform them with your products or services, then they see the value in your product or service. They see the benefit to them. It tells them why they should care, not just what it is. Okay? So that's what is the biggest difference. And a little bit about value. Value is imaginary. And one of the biggest questions I tend to get from my coaching clients, from my business coaching clients, is, Coach Niquenya, I have no idea what to charge. I don't know if people are willing to pay my prices. How do I get them to pay my prices? And it's really funny because usually people are charging way too low for whatever product or service that they're offering. And it's not even a livable wage what they're charging. And so some of the first work that I do with my clients is trying to get them to figure out what price point they should be charging. And you do that by creating value, identifying what the value is. And because value is created, you have to realize value is imaginary. It's made up. It's completely made up. So it's whatever you want it to be. Your price can be whatever you want it to be. The difference is your story has to be powerful enough and relatable enough so that people can see the value in the benefits in what you have to offer. Once they see the value, regardless of what that value is that you created, if they see it in your product and service, then it doesn't matter what the product costs. As an example, you can go into a Marshall's and purchase a sweater for $20, right? But then you can turn around and go to Macy's and purchase that exact same sweater for $200. That's a $180 price difference between these two different brands. What's the difference? It's the value that was created, the value that was perceived by the target market. So Marshall's is built up as a store where you can save, where it's cost efficient, it's a savings, a bargain, right? It's a bargain store. So you're expecting as a customer that you're going to get your value out of being able to save and pay less than you would somewhere else. Whereas Macy's, they build up their brand, their value. The story that they share is that they're more of a higher end store. And as a higher end store, the value to the customer is that they are shopping somewhere and they're expecting to have higher end, higher value, higher priced products. And so that is a creation, that is a story being weaved by these two different brands to do two different target markets. So if you're a bargain shopper, you're going to Marshall's. If you're a high-end shopper, you're going to Macy's. You may be buying the exact same sweater, same style, same manufacturer, but you're paying those two different prices, and you don't bat an eye about it because your expectation based on the value you perceived was met at that particular store. So value is created. It's absolutely created. Once you can share a story by communicating your passion, your purpose, the people, and the processes, the 4 P's of profit, it doesn't matter what you charge for that product or service because your qualified customers, your dream customers, will be willing and able to purchase it based on the value that was created. Does that make sense? Perfect. Let's talk about those 3 major mistakes that marketers make that completely ruin revenue. These are things that you have to stop doing yesterday. Okay? Absolutely stop doing yesterday. If you don't take anything else from this particular training, please stop doing these 3 things immediately. So the first thing that we do that completely ruins revenue when we're marketing, when we're having conversations with people, with potential customers, is that we try to sell our products and services. Do not sell products and services. No selling. Absolutely not. Don't do it. It's horrible. Stop selling. And I know what you're thinking. Coach Niquenya, what do you mean stop selling? Isn't the whole point of my business and the whole reason that I started up is so that I could sell my products and services? No. Your job as a business owner is to match your product your service with the needs and desires and wants and interests of your customers. We don't like to be sold to. We absolutely do not like to be sold to. We don't like salespeople. We think they're the devil. We think that they're misleading, that they can't be trusted, that they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, that they mean us no good, right? They're totally meaning us complete and total ill intention. We do not like salespeople. If you don't believe me, think about the last time you went into an electronics store or some sort of store of that sort, where you walked through the doors and a sales associate, customer service rep, whoever they were, they walked up to you and they said, "May I help you?" or "Can I help you find something?" And what do? We immediately shut down, say no, and beeline it to the other direction, as far away from that salesperson as humanly possible. Right? Why do we do that? It's because we hate to be sold to. We don't like it. We have an aversion to salespeople. We think that they are the devil, literally. So we don't want to be sold to. We do completely distrust it. So if you're not supposed to be selling to people, then what are you supposed to be doing, Coach Niquenya? I hear you. I get it. You're like, why are you saying I can't sell my products and services? That makes no sense. I have to make sales. Yes, you need sales in order to survive. You need sales in order to make revenue. But selling your products and services is not how you do it. So don't do that anymore. Absolutely do not do that anymore. And we're going to go way more into the psyche behind selling and why it's such an ineffective practice in my training, the live training that's happening next Tuesday. So stay tuned for more information about that. But the second thing that we do that is absolutely wrong, and this ties into the first thing with not selling, is that we ignore the needs and interests of our customers. Remember, you have to have a conversation with them. They have to get to know, like, and trust you in order to purchase your products and services. How do we get to know, like, and trust people? We have to build a rapport. We have to talk to them. And in that conversation, we find out what they like, what they dislike, what their needs and wants and desires are. What's their favorite food? What's their favorite ice cream? What challenges are they facing? What unique experiences have they had? What makes them different? What sets them apart? How are they like us? We have to do a great job of talking to our people so that we know what they need and what they want. And when you do that, when you find out their needs and interests, then you can match it with something that you have in your toolkit, in your inventory, in your products and services that meets those needs and interests, and you can match them that way. And that is how you do that more effectively. So you're going to stop selling. You're going to stop ignoring needs and interests. And the third thing that you want to do in order to stop ruining your revenue in marketing is stop failing to have real conversations. Again, the only way that you're going to find out what people like, what they need, what they're interested in, what they want, and connect them to your products and services, make that match, is by having a real conversation. So what do I mean by real? It needs to be authentic. It needs to come from a place of genuineness. I know so many people hate to go into networking situations because they feel that it puts them in a position to be somebody that they're not. And when you feel that you're in a room full of stuffy people who are in suits, looking uncomfortable, have their button-up collars choking their necks, and are shoving business cards in each other's faces, which is what most of us think a networking event is like, right? Or we've actually experienced that, or been that person that was guilty of shoving business cards in other people's faces. We totally want to avoid that because it feels salesy, right? It feels like that whole disingenuine, out to get us sales approach. And so that's why we don't like it. But if you go into a networking situation from a place of authentically wanting to get to know people, to actually connecting and building relationships with people. Then you will start to have a real conversation. Approach people with genuine interest in who they are. Who are they? What do they do? What do they like? What are their challenges? Are they married? Do they have kids? What do they do on the weekends? Do they like golf? Do they watch baseball? What's their favorite team? What's their least favorite team? Find out that information. It is critical to your long-term sales success, okay? So, again, the top 3 major mistakes marketers make that ruin revenue is they, number 1, try to sell products and services. Number 2, ignore needs and interests. And number 3, fail to have real conversations. These are things that you're going to promise me right now, right, that you are going to stop doing yesterday. Please stop doing it yesterday. So what do we do instead? How can you avoid ruining revenue? The first thing that you must do is focus on people. This is the number 1 absolute thing that you have to do in order to turn it all around and start making revenue, start making the money that you deserve, is to focus on people. And again, when we say people, this is not just your customers, but also your employees, the people who help you and support you, your partners, the people who might refer you business, who help you as collaborators, who put on events with you, your vendors, those who you actually purchase from. This is your team of people, customers, employees, partners, and vendors who help to build your business, to help you to make those sales, who help you to grow, expand, and build so that you can generate revenue. So focus on those people by really, truly getting to know who they are, identifying who they are and how they are being utilized in your business. Where do they fit like puzzle pieces in your business? Who are your customers? Who are your employees? Who are your partners? Who are your vendors? And focus your attention, all your energy on them. The second thing you want to do is identify who is your target market, okay? So pulling out who exactly are your customers? Who are you serving? Who are the like-minded individuals who you want to serve? Who are your dream customers? Who are the people who are qualified, who need, want, and desire your products and services, who share similar needs and interests, and are willing and able to purchase your products and services? So again, who have the income available and are willing to spend it on what you have to offer. And going back to that mirror reflection, seriously, your target market is literally a mirror reflection of either who you are or where you have come from. I promise you they are. Or in the case if you are a marketer and you're working for a company, then you can look at the founder or the owner of the company, the CEO or president of the company, and the target market is most likely a mirror reflection of that person or someone close to them, where they are now or where they used to be. If you think about it, when we start a business, it's often because we see a particular problem that's either facing us or challenging someone who we love, someone who is close to us, right? And we want to fix that problem for that person. And so that becomes your customer avatar. And again, this is another topic that we'll dive deep into during the live training next Tuesday at QTI. So stay tuned for more information about that live training because I don't want you to miss that at all. We will definitely peel apart the layers of who is your target market so that you know exactly who you're focusing on. And then once you figure out who your target market is, you've identified them, then you need to go where they go and be where they be. I had a client who is a 5links representative. That is a network marketing company that has all different types of products and services. They do a lot of different things. And she came to me and she said, Coach Niquenya, I don't know what to do. I've joined this company. I've invested in my products and services and invested in becoming an independent business owner with them. And now I don't know how to attract the right customers. I don't know how to make sales. I'm not making any money. So I said, well, what are you doing? And she says, well, I'm putting some posts on Facebook. And I hear this so much from my business owners, not just my network marketers, but all my business owner clients. They say, well, I put something on Facebook, I put it on Twitter, I put it on Snapchat, wherever. I wrote a blog post. That's not good enough. That's not having a conversation. You have to have a conversation with people. And so I say, okay, So you put something on Facebook. All right. So who are you talking to? And she's like, well, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So I said, let's backtrack. Tell me about your product and how it's helped you. And so she says, okay, well, when I started 5links, I was just a customer. I didn't know anything about the business. I wasn't trying to be a business. Somebody else told me about it, and I saw that it could save me money on my utilities, and so that's what I went for. I wanted to save money on my utilities, so I joined as a customer, and I loved it so much. I was saving so much money that I joined. I said, oh, okay, cool. So you decided to join the business because you were saving money. She said, yes, absolutely. So I said, okay, well, what is it that saving money did for you? How did that affect your life? And she says, well, because I was able to save all this money from my utilities and I started earning a little money from referring friends and family here and there, I had this significant amount put away that I couldn't save before, and I was able to enroll my daughter into ballet after school. And I never thought I would be able to do that in a million years, and I felt so proud as a parent to finally be able to put my daughter into an after-school program that she really enjoys, and I love seeing her face light up. I've always wanted to be able to put my child into an after-school program, but I could never afford it before. Awesome. That is cool. So do you think you could tell somebody else that story? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I said, okay, who are you going to tell it to? And she says, I don't know. So I said, okay, let's think about who you are. And we went through the mirror reflection exercise where she looked at who she is as a person and where she's come from, and she identified that she's a mother. She's African American. She has children who are school age in school and doing after school programs, and she is a saver. She was very budget conscious. So I said, okay, is that the type of person who you also want to serve? And she says, yes. Perfect. So do you think you could tell your story about how your daughter was able to be enrolled in ballet to those types of people? Yes. Well, where do you find them? And she says, I don't know. So I said, well, where do you go? And she says, well, I go to the grocery store. I go to pick up my daughter before and after school. I drop her off or pick her up. I go to her after school program. I said, okay, are there other people who are like the people that you described, those like-minded individuals, that mirror reflection of who you are, who share similar needs, wants, and interests? Are they in those places? Are they mothers who are budget conscious, who have school-age children? And she says, yes. I said, well, do you think you can talk to them? And she says, yes. I said, well, when are you going to do that? She says, this week I'll do it after school. So our next session, about a week and a half later, she comes up to me. She says, Coach Niquenya, oh my God, you'll never believe this. You'll never believe this. I have tripled my sales in just this short time. I said, great. What did you do? She said, I just talked to people. I told them about my daughter and how I was able to finally enroll her in school, and they practically begged me to tell them how I was saving all this money. And I didn't have to sell anything. You hear that? She didn't have to sell anything. Just by having a simple conversation, by going where her target market was and being where they were, she was able to share a story that resonated with them, that they were able to see themselves in, and they converted into paying customers without her having to sell anything. So you have to know who your target market is in order to have these conversations. And once you find them, once you've identified them, know who they are, and go where they're going, be where they be, then you have to build quality relationships with them. So again, back to networking. You have to create connections with people. So find out where they are, go where they go, network with them, have real conversations. Be genuinely interested in what they want, what they desire, what they like, and then share your own stories that demonstrate value. Because again, value is created, right? It's imaginary. So you build that value by sharing your passion, your purpose, your people and processes with those who could benefit from the value that you have also received. You're doing this from a position of service. And when you do things from a position of service, when you have those authentic conversations, those genuine, authentic connections with other people through this real conversation, then you do not have to sell anything. Serve, not sell. So focus on people, identify a target market, and build quality relationships. This is how you avoid ruining your revenue. So let's review what we've learned so far. First, we talked about the true purpose of marketing, and that is to communicate your value of your products and services directly to your target market who needs, wants, and desires it. The second thing we learned is that traditional marketing gets it all wrong because it doesn't consider how to truly demonstrate value. It focuses on features, which is just what a product is and what it does and how to get it, instead of talking about benefits, which is the true value. Why should we care? And we show that by sharing stories that demonstrate that value. The third thing that we talked about is why most marketers get it wrong, those major mistakes that marketers make that completely ruin revenue. The first one is selling products and services. The second is ignoring needs and interests. And the third is failing to have real conversations. These are the three things that you're going to stop doing yesterday. And the last thing that we learned was the number one thing that you can do to drastically increase your marketing success rate, and that is to focus on people. Build real, authentic conversations, identify who they are, and really connect with them. So this is what we learned today. If you have any questions about any of this information, you're always welcome to email me after this webinar at support@coachniquenya.com. Again, that's support@coachniquenya.com. So let's move right along to the most exciting part of this particular training, and it is my invitation to our live full-day training next week. And this is the Jumpstart Business Basics How to Overcome Marketing Madness training. This is a live networking learning event next Tuesday, April 18th from 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. at the Quality Training Institute. This phenomenal campus is so gorgeous. It's beautiful. I hope the weather is gorgeous outside so we can really enjoy ourselves. It's located at 8025 Lamont Avenue in Skokie, Illinois. It is very convenient to get to. It has its own parking garage. Parking is free. If you're taking public transportation, it is located just behind the Yellow Line CTA train stop for Skokie Oakton, the Skokie Swift line, and it's about a 6-minute walk once you get off the train. Otherwise, the building, if you're driving, is just off of Skokie Boulevard, which is a very nice main street. So easy to get to. You're invited to come and learn how you can truly market for profit. And registration is now open at bit.ly/market-for-profit. Again, bit.ly/market-for-profit. So I have a few of my past attendees who've come to some of my training events, and they wanted to tell you some reasons why you don't want to miss this training. First up, we have Lonnie Strack, who is a writer and blogger at lonniestrack.com, and she says she is amazing. She knows her stuff. And by she means me, Coach Niquenya. A little bit about Lonnie. I met her. I was invited to come to a local university to speak to a writing class. The instructor wanted to communicate how writers could become authors and turn that into a business, because of course if you are an author, that is a business. That is a way that you can take your journey into entrepreneurship. And I am of course a published author with my own book, it's called Why You Suck at Network Marketing, because again I love to pick on my network marketers. And Lonnie listened to my presentation, decided she wants to sign up for one of my coaching packages to launch her writing career and business. And so after working with Lonnie for a very short time, she got her blog up, and she did some amazing articles. She's hilarious. She's definitely a comedy and culture writer, and she has a nice little following, and she never in a million years thought anybody would want to read her writing, but her voice is so authentic and beautiful, and she has a lot of great things to share. One of my favorite pieces by her is all about bullying and a bully experience that she had, and it's just phenomenal work. So definitely check her out. Second up, we have Sierra Franklin Cole, who is the Chief Graphic Design Artist at Sierra Cole Consulting. And she says, Coach Niquenya is phenomenal. Her sessions are always filled with insightful strategies and advice that helps me propel forward. She is truly genuine in her approach, and her passion inspires me to work harder. I absolutely love Sierra. She's one of those dedicated people who comes to almost every single one of my trainings. So you will most likely see her next Tuesday if you come out to Jumpstart Business Basics, How to Overcome Marketing Madness. And she takes what she learns and she implements it in her business. And when Sierra first came to me, she was just a hobbyist. She was doing her graphic design work on the side. She's actually a substitute teacher, and she was just doing the graphic design for flyers for her friends' events and family events and for her church and some other local churches. And she was doing all of this voluntarily, for free, completely for free. Sound familiar, right? So many of us do that when we first start our business. We do everything for free. So she came to me, she said, Coach Niquenya, I think I can make some money with this. I think I got a gift for graphic design. I want to know, how can I do this? And so after working with her for a short time, we were able to monetize her business, put in the right processes, and figure out what her services would be and price them accordingly and get her website up. And now she is a rock star. She is killing the game with her graphic design work. She has a whole slew of churches who are actually paying her for her product, and other business owners, small business owners who are paying for logo design. I know she just completed a book cover project for a local author who was launching his book, and she's doing just great work. So if you need a graphic designer, she is awesome. Last but not least, we have Erica Thomas, who is co-owner of Mass Updater. She owns it in conjunction with her husband, Deshaun Thomas. They also have another site that they recently launched called Network Honcho. These two techies are awesome. Network Honcho is kind of a hybrid of LinkedIn and Facebook, specifically for business owners who want to connect and in a place for social media that doesn't have all the constraints that Facebook and LinkedIn kind of have, so it gives more freedom to the business owner. And she says, Coach Niquenya's wealth of knowledge is so impressive. I've been to a crazy number of events in the past few years and seen so many people struggling with the concepts she lays out there so precisely. Every new or transitioning business needs her. Truly badass event all around. Cheers. I absolutely love Erica and her husband. She is a phenomenal business owner. She is the type that goes to an event, gets what she needs out of it, and she takes that stuff back to her business and she implements. There is nothing greater than to learn the information and take it back and actually applying it to your business so that you can see the growth. And Erica's one that does that consistently, and that's why her business is doing so well. So absolutely love Erica. Let's talk about what you're going to get. Through this event, you're going to learn how to correctly identify your target market. Remember, I said that is the key to really transforming your revenue and making sure that you earn what you're truly worth, is figuring out who your target market is. And once you figure out who they are, then you can communicate the value directly to your dream customers. You're going to learn the techniques to build stories, become that master storyteller so that you can communicate to them and connect authentically to your dream customers. You're also going to do a deeper dive into how do you avoid those top 3 mistakes marketers make that ruin revenue. Yes, we absolutely did cover them today, but we only touched on things. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper so that you really get a true understanding of how do you avoid it, how do you make sure you don't sell to them, how do you make sure that you are communicating effectively to them? How do you make sure that you've identified the right target market? And we're going to identify the most important profit-producing element of any marketing strategy. What do you absolutely need to do above anything else? If you do that one thing and that one thing only, you're just so far above and ahead in the game. You're also going to learn how to fix your organization's sales funnel wherever it's broken. If you don't know what a sales funnel is, this is your sales process from beginning to end. This is from the time that you actually attract the customer and they become aware of your brand, all the way to when they purchase and convert as a paying customer, and through to what do you do after they convert. Do you just let them sit there as a paid customer? There's something that you really need to do with your customers once they are paying your prices, because it's so much easier to get a current customer, a previous customer, to repurchase than it is to attract a new customer. So we're going to talk about what do you do with those current customers to make sure that they buy over and over and over and over again and just become complete and total cash cows for you. We want to make sure that your current customers turn into money-making machines. So we're going to look at your sales funnel, examine where it's broken, and plug and play what you can do in order to fix it. We're also going to help you to select the right marketing channels for your unique goods and services. What do I mean by that? Well, a marketing channel is a way that you distribute your product or your service or get people to have the conversation about it. That's how you actually get them to know who you are and what you do and what you're about and what your products are, and connect their needs and interests. It's where you have the conversations with them. And so that could be social media, that could be flyers, that could be television and radio. But which is the right channel? I get so many times from my business clients, do I actually have to be on Facebook? Do I have to be on Instagram? Do I have to be on LinkedIn? And the short answer is, well, maybe. It depends. So we're going to talk about how do you examine those different marketing channels and figure out what are the best channels for your particular products and services. We're also going to very quickly, right there in the room, expand your circle of influence. So how do you attract the right people, the people who you need to know, who can assist you with your growth? Who are your customers? Who are your employees? Who are your partners? Who are your vendors? Where can you get them from? We're going to expand your circle of influence right there and then, so you can leave out with a team already ready. Whether you utilize them right away or later, that's up to you, but you're going to already know who your team is. You're going to become a master storyteller. Remember, that's how you build value. That's how you get your customers to know, like, and trust you, and to see the value in your products and service. They become part of the story, and that story is what creates value. And so we want to make sure that you know exactly how to do that. You're also going to learn how to overcome any current marketing challenges that are crippling your cash flow. We're going to literally solve issues right there and then. In the room, any of your major marketing challenges, we're going to examine them, and we're going to do a brainstorming session so that you can figure out what's wrong and fix it. You will have a plan. Literally, you will have a plan when you walk out the door. We're going to help you to implement that number one thing that you can do to drastically increase your marketing success rate so that you walk away with renewed confidence in your marketing skills and a concrete plan of action. You know, I've been to so many events where I go and I'm motivated and I get a lot of information and I'm inspired, and then once I leave, I'm like, now what? Has that ever happened to you? It's absolutely happened to me way too often. And you know, great events, they're awesome, they're motivational, they're informational, you get all this information, but then you're like overwhelmed with all of what you got. So it's like, okay, well, now what do I do with this information? We're going to make sure that you know exactly what you need to do next. So you're going to walk away with a renewed confidence in your marketing skills and a concrete plan of action that you can immediately implement in your business and see real results right away. Okay, that sound great? Yes, absolutely. So again, registration is now open at bit.ly/market for profit. Let's talk about what else you're going to get. This amazing full-day event is full of networking and collaborations. You're going to get access to advanced marketing strategies. I'm going to give you some done-for-you templates. This means that you do not have to reinvent the wheel. Remember, you can borrow from those who have already done it, who have best practices, who have built up things that are working, that are proven. We know that these things work, and so you don't have to waste time or energy or money trying to figure out what's going to work in your business. I'm going to give you templates that have processes laid out for you, have techniques laid out for you. All you have to do is fill in the blank with your unique circumstances. We're going to provide your meals and snacks so that you can stay energized throughout the day. So don't worry about that. The only thing you would bring is if there's something particular that you have to have for the day, but we're going to have you covered. If you have a meal restriction of some sort, you're vegetarian or whatever, just let us know during registration and we can help to accommodate you. Free garage parking, as I said, easy CTA commute, and we're going to load you up with so many different bonus resources that you can use to automate your business, to improve your operational efficiencies, and so much more. So you're going to literally walk out that door armed with enough to make a real dent in your revenue for the next couple of quarters. So I have a special offer, as I promised, where you can save $100 off registration. The regular price for registration is $297, but as a special offer only to those who participate in the 3 major mistakes marketers make that ruin revenue trainings, and this is the 5th one leading up to this event. You can use discount code Dream Big 2017, again that's Dream Big 2017, to pay just $197. And this discount is only available to the first 10 registrants. So if you're not among those 10, you must hurry up and utilize that now, because if you're not in that first 10, you're going to pay the full price of $297 instead of that discounted price of $197. So in order to save that $100, use code DreamBig2017. Again, this is only available to those who've attended these pre-trainings, and this is our 5th pre-training. So I know that some people have already used the code. I don't know how many are left of the free code, because we do have some people who have paid regular price as well. So go ahead and go to bit.ly/market for profit. Again, that's bit.ly/market for profit. You can use Dream Big 2017. It's only going to work for the first 10 registrants who use that. Otherwise, you're paying $297 instead of $197. So that's it. We hope to see you next week, Tuesday, April 18th at Quality Training Institute, 8025 Lamont Avenue, Skokie, Illinois, so that you can join us in Jumpstart Business Basics, How to Overcome Marketing Madness. Again, you can register bit.ly/market for profit, save $100 off registration with discount code DreamBig2017. This has been Coach Niquenya, your trainer for today, for 3 major mistakes marketers make that ruin revenue. If you have any questions, you're welcome to email me at support@coachniquenya.com. Thank you for joining, and have a great day.